Talk about some tools that I highly recommend you buy, but I also have some tools here that I highly recommend you don't buy. And they are very well known. They're name brands, and you would think, hey, I love this size of the Knipex Cobras. I'm going to go ahead and buy the smaller size. This is a mistake. You can see where I'm already having trouble really flipping these around. They don't feel like an extension of your hand. And you'd say, well, Tools and Tactics, you bought smaller pliers. Shouldn't you expect it to do smaller plier things and not be as comfortable? Yes, that's on me, but I don't want you to make the same mistake that I did. So I don't recommend these. These are smaller pliers, and they're going to do smaller plier things, and they're only going to do that. They're not going to do an in-between. Like, if you're thinking, hey, these are just the greatest thing ever, and I'd like some smaller ones and be able to do the same kind of things and have the same feel, the 7 1/4s are too small to have a good feel. So if you're looking for everyday carry pliers, maybe get the smaller size one down than this, but don't go all the way down to the 7 1/4s. They're just anemic feeling. They feel like they lack metal. They're not great. They still hold and grip really well. They just have a terrible feel to them. Do not recommend the 7 1/4 Knipex. Then we've got two well-known flashlights. We've got an Olight and we got a Milwaukee. And what's wrong with the Milwaukee? I feel like I'm spending more time charging it than I am using it. There's another way to put it. I'm going to click this here now. Yeah, see, it's red. And it's always red. And it uses micro USB. Yuck, I hate micro USB. I'm actually having trouble turning this off. There we go. And this one uses magnets to charge it. One of the best things about the Olights is that you get that quick magnet snap action. This one comes with the holster, and it's plastic on the outside. When you have something metal in your pocket like this, it just doesn't feel like you want to put anything else in that pocket. But that's not the case with this Olight here. It comes with the holster here. I put it in here, and I keep my keys and my phone and everything else in here. I don't feel like anything's going to get scratched because it's got this nice magnetic outer body. And then it's also got this clip here, and it just kind of stays in my pocket right there, and it's ready to grab. And when I'm done with it, I can just put it back, and it's great. So highly recommend the Olight. This is the Seeker 4. I've had the Seeker 3. Nothing's wrong with the Seeker 3. I just wanted the Seeker 4, and it's a very welcome upgrade for the Olight family. 4,600 lumens on tap, and this thing's like never out of battery. Like, I can finish my whole day of inspections without having to worry about, am I going to have enough battery to do this inspection? It's really dark in this building. Am I going to have enough battery? The answer is yeah, you're not going to be caught without battery. For like 2 or 3 days, you can go through inspections and complete them all without having to charge this thing. This thing has to be charged daily to enjoy it. I do like that it has a flood action, so we can spread it out. We get the floodlight, and you zoom in and out, and you get the spotlight and all that stuff. But I just don't recommend this one. I think if we look at it here, it uses a proprietary battery from Milwaukee. And this one here uses a 21700 from Olight. But you can see the battery size, very similar. Tablets, I believe, on this one. Just puts out a lot of power. I haven't charged this in a while, but it's very bright. You can feel the heat come off of it. Really, really nice flashlight here. Then we got these two skill drivers here. Now, this one's several years newer, and this is fairly old. The old design, they just nailed it. The old design is way better. It's got the NCV built in, so we can read the USB even. It's got low voltage modes. Doesn't really matter to me if you can read low voltage or not, as long as it's going to pick up on the 120. It's really all you need to know. It's great for inspections. You almost get kind of a ratchet action with this too, because as the screw gets tighter, what's going to happen is the tool is going to want to spin in your hand just slightly, and it automatically gives you like another bite, kind of like a ratchet. So you can just kind of let this spin in your hand. It's hard to explain, but if you're wrenching on tools, you know what I'm talking about. Also, you've got two lights here, and you got the quick grab, so it just, you know, holds all your bits, doesn't fall out. This one does not have like retention on it, and this one actually feels like an extension of your hand, but you can actually get in here and turn the screw. This one has a couple of gimmicks to it. It has a angling deal here. It's got the push button up here. We got some torque stuff. We got some lockout modes, but really it's not that much more powerful, and it just feels a little bit heavier. little bit bulkier and just less enjoyable to use in general. So skip this one. Go with this one. This one uses USB micro, actually. Micro. This one uses USB-C. So the only good thing about this is that it uses USB-C. If we look at these two tools, we talked about this before a little bit, so I'm going to touch on it very briefly. It's got a lot going on for it, but it's really just good for the house to have all the different bits and stuff. You never know what, sizes you're going to need when you get to the house. But for a job, you know what sizes you're going to need. So just use the proper tool for the job. You can see the size difference. This one clearly makes more sense to be carrying around. And really, Weehaw makes the better control screwdrivers anyway. So just buy the perfect control screwdriver for the perfect flathead that you're going to do, the pro turns, whatever it is. Just get the proper screwdriver. If you're HVAC or something and you never know like what little micro size you're going to need, this makes a lot of sense for like an HVAC installer or troubleshooter or something like that. But if you're doing controls, PLC, something like that, do the Weehaw Pro Turns, obviously. If we look at our plug testers, Klein recently came out with this plug tester, and I hate its guts. I'm going to show you why. There, that's why. So let me show you how to fix that. No, hang on. Okay. I guess it's just dead this time. Let me try one more little tap. Bring it back to life. Come on, Klein tester. It's just dead. Let's look at what happened to it. Now, you can see the immediate regret on my face as I open this up and I realize that I've got to stop and turn my bit around. And I turn my bit around, but look what I see. It's a freaking micro flat. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to use the micro flat even though I need a Phillips because whatever. We're going to look in here and what do we see? Corrosion. Perfect. You don't need a plug tester with batteries in it because one, in the environment that you're going to be carrying it in, your pocket, humid situations, you're always carrying it. It's in your tool bag. Batteries and things like this just don't make a great combination. So yeah, corrosion, no surprise there. That's why sometimes I got to tap it, which already doesn't instill confidence when you're doing an electrical inspection and someone's watching you tap on the tool, does it? So use this one. If this wanted to work for us, I could show you that you have to push the reset button once you get your reading. So you plug it in, you're tripping, you got to stop, you got to hit the reset, then you can go back to tripping. It's way faster. If you're doing a bunch of inspections, tap, 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 tap all day. You don't have to wait for anything. This is considerably lighter. It's easier to lose because it's a little bit smaller. But all in all, this is not worth your money. Don't buy this piece of crap. It has batteries and it's a pain in the butt. This one's better. Also, recently, this thing flashes red now when you trip circuits. So I already did a live on that. Got proven results. And Klein needs to figure something out. Or maybe Eaton needs to figure something out. I don't know. But it's not good. Don't buy this. Let's see one more time if we can get it to work. Ah, there we go. We did it. Perfect. So if we're to trip this, if we're to hit test, it's going to go through its cycle and then we can't do anything until, it's like even if I plug this in right now, if I was to plug this in down here and we were to look at it, you're going to see where it's going to flash for a couple of times and it says 120 on there. And it's continued to say that until I hit reset like that. And now it's ready to test again. So don't recommend this one. Let me plug this light back in. Now for the screwdrivers. Which one are we going to talk about? Well, recently I went to go fix somebody's ceiling fan. Now, I didn't have all the tools of my choosing. And these are multi-tools, so you should be able to do everything you need to do, right? Well, I can tell you from doing inspections that you're better off just having the right thing, guys. Like, stop flipping through your tools, trying to find the perfect bit. Case in point, man, I just want to get my job done. So this ratchet one seems like a really cool idea. The reality is that the ratchet is kind of clunky. So yeah, no magnets is a nightmare. You wind up just dropping more things than being actually productive. You can see where this thing flips around. It does have a magnet on the backside, but because it's double-ended, it doesn't actually fit like where the magnet is. So not very practical for being able to get everything done. If one of these is in your van and you think, hey, I've got this on my tool belt and it's handier because I've got everything that I need, think again, especially if you're trying to build a fan or something. So just Save yourself some time. Go get the proper tool for the job. This right here is probably the closest thing to the proper tool for the job, because we've got the carousel of bits here. You've got the 5/16, you've got the 1/4 inch, you got the extension here, and you can flip this around, get all the sizes you need, and really just get the task done. And then to quickly talk about this one, because this is a nice driver. It's got what they call the slide drive, and it's got the 5/16 and the 1/4 inch built in one, and you don't have to flip anything around, and to get to the size you want, you don't have to take anything off. It just flips to the perfect size. So this is nice in your pocket. You're not really ever losing any bits. And then you just keep your flathead and your 1/4 inch right here handy with your number 2 Phillips. And you've got like the best of all the worlds with all the common sizes. You just keep your Phillips here, and then you can switch to a 5/16, which is the next most common. And it's got a magnet, and it's a skinny, driver, and it's just a good feeling driver. So this is the 8-in-1 HVAC. It's kind of funny because the HVAC stuff, you're seeing a trend here with the HVAC stuff where it seems like electricians would want to use these more than all the other drivers, but they label them HVAC, so we never get to see the cool stuff. And that brings us to these two knives. Both of these knives flip. The difference is this DeWalt here, you've got to hold this part here to be able to drop it. If not, you're going to kind of throw the knife around. And you can see where you got to hold this here to be able to throw it, so you don't just throw it around. Because unlike the Milwaukee, where the button's up here and comfortable, and you can actually grab it, you can't really do that very easily. You see where I'm grabbing there again, to throw this DeWalt around, because the button's not up high. So you're not naturally grabbing it in a spot that just gives you a lot more control. And then you get the bit storage with the Milwaukee. You get no bit storage with the DeWalt. And just where this button is just completely stupid. I don't know who designed this thing or decided to put the button here, but it's just not good. It's hard to beat the original Fastback. They nailed it out the gate. And then also the blade storage has magnets in it. And the most dangerous knife is a dull knife. So there you go. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next one.